Your mind doesn't actually experience the world as separate, disconnected parts. It really experiences interconnected systems of meaning. And smell, well, smell is probably one of the clearest, most profound examples of this beautiful complexity at work. A passing scent can just suddenly unlock a hidden memory and shift how you feel in an absolute instant.
It really makes you wonder why a single scent feels so intensely personal. Think about it. You catch a scent on the breeze, and immediately it feels entirely about you. Maybe it's the spice lanes in Lahore's Anarkali Bazaar pulling you into this incredibly vivid scene, a specific season, a particular person, a profound feeling. It's so intimate. Why does this one sensory experience feel so uniquely yours compared to, say, what we see or hear?
Because the thing is, a smell rarely arrives as a neutral fact. Smell is not just detection, it's interpretation. It arrives with memory, with emotion, and with context already firmly attached to it. When you breathe in a scent, your brain isn't just passively logging a chemical. It's actively trying to understand what that scent means for your past and for your current state of being. And it all starts because scent begins as a pattern in the air, not a label. An odor isn't a single, easily identifiable thing. It's this complex mix of invisible molecules. So when your nose encounters it, it doesn't read it like a list of ingredients on a box. Instead, it detects an environmental pattern. Like walking into a kitchen where several different dishes are cooking, your mind recognizes the combined pattern, something warm, spicy, sweet. And because it processes a pattern, your brain instantly asks, okay, what kind of situation does this belong to? This is actually a massive step toward emotion because situations dictate our survival. The smell of fresh bread, burning smoke, or sharp disinfectant, those are rapid hints at comfort or danger or cleanliness long before they ever become conscious thoughts.
To understand why this happens so fast, we have to look at how our senses are wired. Most of our senses take this very formal, winding route through the brain. They get carefully sorted before reaching a final decision maker. Smell, however, takes a direct shortcut. It bypasses all that formal sorting entirely and goes straight to the brain systems responsible for evaluating urgency and survival.
It goes straight to the brain's urgency manager. This is a cluster that immediately evaluates familiarity, safety, and significance. It asks, is this familiar? Is it a threat? Does this link to something I already know? And because of this incredible biological shortcut, your brain reacts to a scent instantly. This is exactly why a smell creates a distinct emotional feeling in your body before you can even find the words to name it.
And that happens because, in the brain, memory and emotion are neighbors. They aren't strangers. The brain doesn't keep them in completely separate rooms. Every single memory you hold is intrinsically tagged with a feeling, whether that's safety, embarrassment, disgust, or deep comfort. You simply cannot separate the cold fact of the memory from the feeling of the memory.
It's almost like, think of your memory as this massive photo album, but every single photo has a hidden, living atmosphere trapped inside it. When a scent takes that shortcut into the emotional brain, it essentially opens this album, finds the matching picture, and releases that entire emotional atmosphere right back out into your reality.
Because memories aren't stored as isolated computer files. They are woven together as connected networks. The place, the people, the time of day, the emotion, your exact body state. A scent is just one thread in this tightly woven fabric. When you pull that single thread, you move the entire surrounding cluster of that past experience.
And since scent gets braided into this bundle so incredibly early, literally recording exactly how your body felt at that exact second, retrieving it doesn't feel like watching a distant video playback. Your brain dynamically reassembles all the pieces. That is why smell feels a lot less like remembering and much more like vividly, physically reliving.
All of this builds into this incredibly seamless biological chain reaction. We go from an invisible pattern entering the nose, which sparks recognition. That recognition is instantly assigned emotional significance, which then pulls up the linked memory context and finally reactivates the old feeling. This entire invisible flow happens in just a fraction of a second.
But you might wonder, why do some scents trigger these massive reactions while others just do nothing at all? Well, emotion acts like a highlighter in your mental notebook. If a smell appears during a moment of intense feeling, like profound comfort or really sharp fear, the brain highlights it. It essentially tells your nervous system, hey, keep this.
So the actual strength of a trigger isn't really about the raw chemical odor itself. It depends heavily on repetition, distinctiveness, the exact timing, and most importantly, your physical body state in that moment.
It is entirely about the significance of the emotional state that the scent was permanently attached to. And because these highlights are so highly personal, the exact same smell means completely different things to different brains. For you, a specific floral perfume might vividly resurrect the comforting presence of someone you love. But for someone else, it might trigger the tense, anxious memory of a stressful job interview.
It really highlights a profound difference in how we navigate the world. Vision primarily tells you what something looks like, right? It's descriptive. But smell operates as a rapid shortcut back to context. It tells you what situation you are in. And because situations are always emotionally loaded, the feeling of that situation rushes back instantly.
Take the scent of cardamom tea, for instance. Your brain doesn't just stop at cardamom. It completely rebuilds your grandmother's kitchen, the exact porcelain teacup, the weather outside the window, the person serving it to you, and that deep, overwhelming feeling of safety. Just one single note reconstructs a complete pattern of life.
And because of that shortcut, the body reacts before the mind explains. You might smell something and suddenly feel a wave of calm, a spike of tension, or a pang of sadness. Because those emotional systems respond faster than conscious thought, the physical feeling is the very first signal. It arrives seconds before your memory actually catches up to explain why.
Which means a scent is far more than just biological information floating around in the air. It is a key. A hospital smell can make your muscles literally tense with anxiety before you even think about medicine. A specific soap can wrap you in profound comfort. Scent reactivates your actual state of being within the past.
So you no longer have to treat these sudden, out-of-nowhere feelings as mysteries. You can actually become a bit of a scent detective. When your mood suddenly shifts, don't just name the scent, diagnose your response to it. Look at those deep, hidden associations and recognize the profound, connected system at work in your own mind.
It really makes you wonder, what hidden systems of meaning are floating in the air around you right now, just waiting to unlock your past? As you move through your day, try to notice smells not just as passing biology, but as powerful, invisible keys, perfectly woven into the emotional fabric of your life.